In this session, we shall have a detailed analysis of the poem On Buying and Selling by Khalil Gibran. Okay, Khalil Gibran, the poet, his name is also pronounced as Khalil Gibran sometimes, and at another time it could also be pronounced as Khalil Gibran. Okay, so he was born in 1883 and he passed away. He died quite early as 1931. Okay, he was basically a poet who migrated from Lebanon to America. Okay, so he is a poet in migration. He composed most of his poetry when he immigrated from Lebanon to America. Okay, so you got to keep these aspects in mind when we shall discuss the poem uh, on buying and selling. Okay, this is taken from one of his famous um, anthologies, right? He wrote quite many poems, set of poems, which he published under different titles like The Prophet and The Broken Wings and all that. So, this poem is taken from his collection or series of poems called The Prophet. Okay, so he takes on the persona of a poetic prophet when he goes on narrating these poems, and most of them sound like short pithy statements, like they are series of words of wisdom, as if somebody is delivering words of wisdom rather than typical the traditional romantic poetry. Okay, so the tone is such that it sounds like somebody who has lots of wisdom is talking to you. Okay, so now we shall begin the analysis of the poem on buying and selling. Okay, and this is basically, as I told you, it's not like the traditional poem. This is a prose poem. Fine. So it's a prose poem. It's a kind of a poem which is written like a prose with long sentences, and you don't have those traditional rhyming words at the end of each line, like in traditional poetry. But what you find is that the poetic sensibility is very high. You don't find the rhymes and rhythms like your old traditional poetry, like Wordsworthian poetry, for example. When you read the poem on daffodils, so when I wandered lonely as a cloud on hills and vales and all that, so you have at least the alternate lines rhyming with one another, so you don't find the kind of traditional rhyming pattern here, but the poetic sensibility is very high. Okay, when we say poetic sensibility, the kind of comparisons he brings, the kind of metaphors from real life incidents he brings in and compares it to several elements of nature and forests, and some of the comparisons to the animal world, and some of the very deeper analysis of the crux of human emotions, and it reaches the crux of human relationships on one-on-one basis as well, that actually enriches the poetic sensibility of Khalil Gibran. Okay, so the poem on buying and selling here basically discusses business ethics. Okay, it basically analyzes and discusses business ethics and the generosity of nature. These are the two predominant themes of the poem, that it discusses business ethics and the generosity of nature, right? As I told you that he the poetic sensibility of Khalil Gibran is very high, that he is bringing these seemingly very divergent topics under one canopy, under one segment, like business ethics and nature, generosity of nature. can say that there is no one-to-one obvious link between these two themes of the poem, that business ethics on one hand and the generosity of nature on other. That's where the greatness of the poet steps in, when he brings this synchronicity between these two seemingly divergent topics like business and nature. He successfully links that business ethics, how it coincides with the generosity of nature, and when in turn the nature is so generous, why people can't be generous and uh, you know broad minded and open hearted to their fellow human beings. That's where the actual connection, the symbiosis is established between seemingly contradictory themes like business ethics and nature's generosity. Okay, the ethics one needs to follow in one's business, and also to learn from nature that how generous the nature is. Why can't humans tread on the path of nature when they conduct their business? So that's where he speaks about business ethics and generosity of nature. Okay, then how does he move on? Then proceed with the poem. Okay, the poem here relates ethics as a prerequisite, right? The poet here relates ethics as a basic trait in carrying out one's trade. One needs to have ethics before one could plunge into conducting one's trade, right? Which in turn propounds the sustenance of earth, right? So you should conduct trade in such a way that you are not harming, you are not plundering and looting the elements of earth, but through your deeds you are helping other beings of nature, and also being of some use to your fellow human beings, and being of some help to your fellow human beings in their sustenance. Okay, so he is one level he is talking about sustenance of nature. At another level he is also talking about that you caring about the, as a business person, you caring about the sustenance of your fellow humans. Okay, so keeping these elements in mind, if you look at the poem, the predominant message here is directed towards the business community. He is basically addressing people from business background, those who conduct business, and how should those people be? That they should be fair with the people, very fair with people with whom they conduct their business activities, right? And so, he brings in this kind of characteristics of pity and sympathy towards people who are involved in some very petty and small business. He means to say that people who are well to do, who are rich, who they those people should help people who are in helpless and who are helpless and who are in needy state of being. These rich people should help the poor. Okay, and second point he arrives is that one should not exploit the resources of earth, right? Because we benefit from its fruits. So what he means to say is that you enjoy, you derive benefits from mother earth, of course, but don't go on over indulging and extracting and exploiting the resources of nature. Okay, instead you conduct yourself in such a way, you conduct your business in such a way that it in turn is going to benefit earth, which is in turn going to enrich the resources of earth. Okay, so then as I told you previously, that this poem is taken from Khalil Gibran's book The Prophet. There are also other very relevant poems that he speaks of. He addresses people from different sects apart from the people who conduct business, like he addresses the clergy, he addresses the sailors, he addresses the merchants, he addresses the teachers, he addresses lovers, he addresses people from many sects and backgrounds. Okay, and that is where the relevance and importance of this poems comes into picture.